Serving 26 schools across more than 500 square miles, Pulaski County Special School District is one of the largest school districts in the state of Arkansas. Our district strives to help each student discover his or her full potential while preparing students for life and cultivating future leaders. PCSSD continues to strengthen the relationship between its public schools and the community. Our district is committed to creating a nationally recognized school district that assures that all students achieve at their maximum potential through collaborative, supportive, and continuous efforts of all stakeholders. The schools participating in this football game are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school board. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. The Arkansas Activities Association, which is sponsoring this football game, is a voluntary nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be most desirable for high school youth. The Arkansas Activities Association is one of 50 state organizations that belong to the National Federation of High School Associations. This association formulates policies, game rules, and standards for inter-school competition. The schools of Arkansas have adopted these rules on eligibility which correspond to those recommended by the National Federation. The Arkansas Activities Association recognizes that athletes represent more than themselves in athletic competition. They represent their team, their fellow students, their teachers, and the community. Athletes who display good sportsmanship reflect high moral standards.
All right, welcome football fans to Robinson Senator Football on the PCSSD Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. I'm Steve Henson, voice of the Robinson Sports Network, along with my broadcast partner Tyler Chenault. And let me introduce tonight's crew on production tonight. We're going to have David Tooley. And David is back with us after doing the benefit game earlier this year. We're excited to have David back with us as we've been able to pry him away from UCA for a few days to help us out. And we're excited to have David on production, and we've got Kayla Fletcher helping out on production as well. On our main cam tonight, Robinson student Francis Sturts is going to be getting all the views from on top of the press box. We're excited to have Francis with us. And then down on our field cam, as you guys are going to get to enjoy the fly cam tonight, and our guy Pat Haley is running our fly cam down on the field, so expect some really fun, exciting stuff down there on the field from tonight's game. And so we appreciate you guys joining us for our pregame show. Tyler, are you ready for some football, man?
Oh, I'm ready to go, man. Ready to go.
So you got your first experience last week in the PA game, a game that really obviously didn't quite go our way the way we wanted it to. But some of your takeaways from how that game played out.
First and foremost, you really like to see the fight that they showed, especially that we showed towards the end of the game. You know, whenever it was pretty much out of hand, you know, we still broke off some good runs, played some good defense. So it was good to see that the kids are still going, and you know, I'll kind of lend that to the coaching and Coach Escola's staff just to make sure that the kids kept playing no matter what situation they're in. And then just offensively looked really good that first half and looked good defensively, you know, until we got to that point where the cramps started catching up to us and the heat got us.
Yeah, I think, you know, you look back at that game statistically, obviously we gave up a lot of yards. I think Busby threw for almost 400 yards in that game for PA. But to your point, early in that game, it was a ball game. I mean, and Robinson, our Senators, led that game early and really had some great opportunities. And it started to turn on the little two-point play, which, by the way, I went back and I don't know. I think he was actually up the whole time on the two-point play. It was really close. I may have to give the officials the credit that they deserve for getting that call right. But then from that point on, it just seemed like the cramps hit, and then everything just snowballed from that point on. And that's that pressure that PA puts on you, on top of the fact that you're cramping, you're exerting every bit of effort that you got. And so this team just kind of succumbed to that pressure and that heat and maybe just some extra needed conditioning. And I talked with Escola down there on the field just a few minutes ago, and he said they have a great week of practice. Everybody's healthy. They're only missing 2 guys tonight, so we will see Quentin Murphy out on the field at quarterback tonight, and we'll see Noah Freeman. And, of course, we're going to get to see this against a Forrest City team that we'll just get right into it. 33rd ranked team in 5A, which is technically the very bottom of 5A. And at PCSSD, we've had the privilege of seeing this Forrest City team now for the 3rd time. They played Sylvan Hills in their benefit game and really kind of played them well. It was a fairly close game. I think Sylvan Hills was up 2 scores there late, and obviously kind of a 2-quarter scrimmage, and then I think it was an 8-point game or something at the end with backups in. But then last week, this Forrest City team went over to Dixon Road and headed over to the U, and Mills just absolutely slapped them around for 4 quarters in a ball game that ended 58-12. And this is a Forrest City team that is struggling, and so it's going to be interesting to see. This is one of those games where you can kind of get yourself feeling right again as you get ready to head into conference play after the bye next week.
Yeah, man, that's what you hope you can do in a game like this. I can tell you right now that Coach Escola, that's not what he's been preaching at practice. You know, he's making sure that his guys come out ready to go, and they're expecting as good a fight as you can get from any team they'll play any Friday night. One of the things that Forrest City does do well is, they have good team speed, and I think that's it was matched by Mills last week, so they didn't let their one strength shine because it was matched by the team on the other side. So we'll see how we can handle that team speed. I know they've got one guy, number 2, their receiver, Common Lee. It said that he runs a 10-1 100-yard dash. So, I mean, that's some legit speed right there that we're going to have to attend to tonight.
Well, and anybody that's been around the game of football, those improvements between week 1, or in this case week 0 to week 1, are huge. And maybe Forrest City felt like they took a step back from Sylvan Hills to the Mills game, but they were almost bum rushed in that game. And if you went back and were able to watch that game on the Mills Sports Network, first off, we appreciate you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button over there. But if you went back and watched that game, I mean, you could tell turnovers were an issue. Ball handling was an issue. Their quarterback fumbled several times. But another big piece and a big question, because this is a physical Robinson team, can Forrest City's offensive line hold up? Because they had all kinds of trouble. Now, again, Mills has got guys like Caleb Sane, Charleston Collins. These guys are 6'5", 250 pounds, coming off the edge, and that's hard to block. And so, obviously, that's going to be a big piece of tonight's game, is just how good this offensive, or that Forrest City offensive line can hold our defensive line out. I tend to believe that our defensive line is going to eat pretty well tonight.
Oh, yeah, I would expect it. And, I mean, we don't have any of those big on-paper guys on the defensive line, but we got some dudes that can go. I mean, we got a ton of pressure last week against Pulaski Academy. We just wasn't able to, wrangle him in and get him down. But we were in the backfield time after time. It's just a matter of getting home and getting that sack. So I expect to see the same thing again tonight, and hopefully we can wrangle in some of those sacks.
Yeah, and that's a good point, too. I mean, we got to watch Busby and then the sophomore who came in later, and they kind of got to hang out in a recliner back there a lot of times. And the other piece to that, too, was once they were able to get out of the pocket, they were able to do something with it. So you had a couple of broken play touchdowns for PA last week where we thought, hey, we're going to have them down for a sack, a 7-8 yard loss. Then ended up a touchdown or a big play. Now, the difference in this game, this quarterback is no Busby. This quarterback he's athletic, but he doesn't have near the arm that Kel Busby has over at PA. And so I'm interested to see, how the pressure really gets to him versus Busby in that system that we knew was really just going to cause us all kinds of problems.
Yeah, Kel was really good about keeping his eyes downfield even once he got out of the pocket. I mean, he threw some crazy passes. He threw that one across the field, across his body that there was no way that he was going to complete that ball, and he found a receiver. And, I don't expect to see that as much tonight when they break the pocket down today. I expect to see more running, so we're going to have to make sure we do contain the pocket and then come up and tackle that guy if he gets loose.
So offensively for our Senators, I'm looking forward to seeing Quentin Murphy at full strength, full health. We've been watching him down there in pregame, and he looks fine. I don't see any kind of limp. I don't see any kind of concerns from that perspective. I think Noah Freeman has a really big game tonight. I think the running game really, really gets untracked in this ball game, and that we have a great opportunity to really put some numbers on the board. And this could be that run. You think about last year, PA, really, really put it to our Senators in week 0. Week 1, Maumelle comes over here in a game that for Maumelle I think felt like a home game because they had been practicing here. They had done everything on this field because of turf issues at Maumelle. And so they really jumped out to that huge lead and went into the fourth quarter leading 41-20. And then Robinson storms back. And from that point on, it was a storm for the Senators the rest of the season as they mercy ruled everybody the rest of the way. And so this could be that springboard for that run again this year.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see a lot of fireworks on the ground, especially with, you said Noah Freeman, but he's kind of gotten the moniker of King Freeman now after last week. I'm kind of expecting him to go to work. Forrest City kind of runs that three-front defense. And watching them in pregame, they kind of played off the line with those linebackers, gave a pretty good box to run the ball. So I'm expecting to see, unless they made some adjustments and just didn't want to show it in pregame, kind of expect to see some really good runs tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to see him, continue to work on the timing for Murphy and his receivers as well. This is a team that's still trying to kind of fill out who their go-to guy on the outside is going to be. We saw Chase Nichols have a good game. He had a pick last week on defense, had a couple of big catches on offense. Brandon Grill was all over the field last week, whether it was onside kicks, whether it was big catches in the right moments. Those are two guys I think that we'll be able to see do some things. Evans Olami is another guy that I think has the ability to get out there and do some things. And then again, Noah Freeman's a guy that out of the backfield I think is he could have a big game out of the backfield as well.
Absolutely. And I'm wanting to see if we're going to get a few more carries from Malik Okunye. He really showed out the second half last week, in that what some people call garbage time, but coaches never see it as that. It's always a chance to get better, whether you're up by 30 points or you're down. So I'm wondering if he's going to get some more touches tonight. I think he might have earned some at the end of the game last week.
Well, and the impressive piece of Malik is the speed. I mean, you saw it. He was running away from PA while cramping. Mm-hmm. I mean, he got to the 50, and I think we all thought in the booth he's going to get caught because he started limping, and you could see the cramps trying to kick in. And he still found that gear to go the final 40, 45 yards on that play. And we saw that here during the benefit game. He broke one down the sideline and tightrope down the sideline at a nice stiff arm at about the 5-yard line to get in the end zone. This is a kid that I think, over time we're going to be really, really impressed with Malik and his ability to really break free on those big plays, because once he gets in space, there's not going to be a lot of people that are going to be able to catch him.
Right. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I'm really looking to see if we can kind of bounce back from a tough week last week. We got some big hitters out there. Ashton Williams, Brandon Grill laid a few big hits. So I'm really hoping that that front seven this week can kind of step up and keep Forrest City, keep them locked in, and kind of show what the defense can do.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but when we get back on our pregame show, we'll take a look at the other PCSSD Sports Network matchups, as well as our Natural State Sports games to watch across the state this week. All right, welcome back, and we're back here on our pregame show. Let's take a look at our other PCSSD Sports Network matchups. We'll start with last night's game. Tyler, first thing you said when you came in here today was, boy, Maumelle put it on them, and I've heard that from several people. Obviously, our friends here at Robinson are very familiar with our guy, Brian Maupin over there. He's 2-0 in his debut as a head coach. Mop has looked really, really good. He's really got that team looking good. I go back to the Marion game and some of the concerns I had in that benefit game and the inability for them to find some rhythm between Pierce and his receivers. And so it was exciting to see what they were able to do last night, but more so on the defensive side, winning 35-0. They had 2 defensive touchdowns as well as a special teams touchdown. Just a great all-around game, won in all 3 phases of the game. And so really good job by Maumelle to get to 2-0 in the 5A Central. And then tonight, our Natural State Sports Game of the Week, 4A, number 10, Rivercrest, travels over to Dixon Road to the U to go do battle with the Mills Comets in a game that, we got to see all the highlights from Mills last week. I was talking to my buddy Kyle Sutherland, and he said this game is sneaky good. This is a Rivercrest team that could potentially give Mills some trouble. I'm curious to see Mills. Last year, we know Mills, the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, were just unstoppable. Jabray Shaw gets hurt. Things slow down significantly. They really struggled down the stretch and really didn't finish the season very well. I'm curious to see what happens this year once adversity hits Coach Lee's team, because that is a very talented football team with a lot of guys that have got a bright future if they lock in. So it's going to be curious to see the discipline and just how well they're able to play through a full 10-game season.
Yeah, I mean, ever since Coach Lee, he's been at Mills for 2 years now? Or 3 years?
3, yeah.
3 years. I mean, ever since he's been there, they've had some success that they hadn't seen in the years prior. So I am excited to see how well they continue to go. And then I know, all of our listeners here are probably happy to hear that Coach Mop's doing well over at Maumelle. He's a beloved coach from Robinson for a while, but they'll probably cheer for him every week but 1 week this year.
That's right.
And then, one game I'm looking at, we didn't really mention them last week, but they're in the 5A Central, and then they're our first conference game after our bye week next week is Marlton at Clarksville. Marlton beat Russellville in a tightly contested game, 13-7 last week. There not much scoring, obviously. Marlton gave up only 12 yards rushing in that game against Russellville, who is a 6A school. So it's an impressive display defensively for them last week. So I'm excited to see what they do at Clarksville and kind of see what we're up against after our bye week next week.
I am curious to see in that game as well, or in another game out in 5A Central, Whitehall at Warren, a game between a 4A and a 5A school. Everybody is in love with this Whitehall coaching staff. Let's put it that way. I don't know about the team because we don't know a whole lot about them. And we got the national anthem, so let's take a quick break. I'll let you go there and get the national anthem going. All right, we are back, and great job by the band on the national anthem down there. And but I'm going to go back to what we were talking about here in our pregame show as Whitehall will travel to Warren in a game that our Senators are very familiar with that Warren team. And but I'm curious to see. Whitehall struggled most of the game with Sheridan last week before coming back and winning late. And this is a Whitehall team that most in the state know. Head coach Ryan Mallett, his 2 assistants are Joe Adams and Jarius Wright. One heck of a staff that he's assembled down there. But that doesn't always mean they can coach. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Guys with NFL experience is always a great thing. You're going to get buy-in from the kids when you have guys with that kind of experience, especially year one, because people are going to look at that and go, I want to play for this guy. He played at that level. So I'm really curious to see what Whitehall can do as they make this push through the 5A again. Obviously, runner-up last year, losing to PA, and so we'll see just how things go for them. I'm excited to see how that game plays out, though, between Whitehall and Warren tonight.
Oh yeah. I mean, they struggled early, and we aren't exactly sure how Sheridan's going to look. They have been better the past couple of years, so it could have just been a pretty good battle they pulled out late. But it's always interesting to see those high-profile names come into coaching and see how well they can do, because they have the knowledge. Because you don't make it to the level they've had to that NFL level without the knowledge of football as well as the skill. So it'll be interesting to see how they can pour that into their players and what they can get out of them.
Absolutely. What's another game you're looking at there, Tyler?
Oh, let's
put you on the spot.
That's fine. Looking at it, the BB game. BB's struggled the past few years, but they had a big win last week, 43-6 over Jacksonville. Again, they're in our 5A Central. We'll play them this year. They're playing 3A Newport, who is ranked number 6 in the 3A. Newport has been good the past few years, so I'll be interested to see how BB does up against one of those top 3A schools and see if they can continue what they started last week.
So one other game that I kind of want to keep an eye on is that Greenbrier-Valonia game. So that's a game that's normally reserved for the end of the season. Huge rivalry game. But two teams this year that have went different directions in terms of conference. Valonia, the 5A Central. Greenbrier moves up to 6A. And I'm really curious to see just how that game goes. Greenbrier favored by 1, according to Hootens. And we'll see. Valonia is a team that could be really good by the end of the season as they kind of grow. And a lot of teams are going to be this way this year, replacing a lot of different guys. So it's going to be curious. I'm curious to see how that game plays out. Obviously, like I said, a huge rivalry game between those two teams. And that should be a good one. And I'm excited to see just how that one finishes up there game being played at Valonia tonight.
Yeah, both teams came out with a loss last week, so I think they're both. Greenbrier lost a lot from their graduating class last year, especially a very exciting quarterback to watch. So it'll be good to see how both of those teams have improved from week 1 or week 0, I guess I should say.
One other rivalry game, and we'll talk about this one real quick, and then we'll get to our ball game. But one other rivalry game that's being renewed in the 5A Central this year is 7A Little Rock Central is going to get to play at Pine Bluff, a game Pine Bluff favored by 6, two of the state's most winningest programs. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that game played. Obviously, those two teams are not at the level that they once were, but Pine Bluff and Central trying to make a nice push back to relevancy in the state. And, this state is better from high school. We talk about it all the time. When Little Rock's producing players, the state is better. The University of Arkansas is better. College football across the state is better because you have more athletes to choose from. Well, the same can be said when you look at Little Rock Central and Pine Bluff. When those two schools have the athletes and are good, high school football in the state of Arkansas is better.
It's much more fun to watch. And they're two storied programs, and they got a little better last year, and I'm expecting to see them to continue to improve with those coaching staffs that they got out there. I know they've got some kids that are really bought in, and they really like their school, and we can just hope they can continue to improve.
All right, that's going to do it for our pregame show. Appreciate you guys joining us, and when we get back, it'll be time for our kickoff.
Y'all to help us just play good sports all night, encourage your teammates to do the same, okay? And when the whistle blows, you stop the ball nearest official, it'll get us set, we'll be ready to go, all right? You are the visiting team, so it's going to be your call. Just call for you. Okay, I got a call here. There's blue is heads, red is tails. Red is tails. It's going to be your call in the air. All right, okay, what's your call? What do you think? What did he say? What did he say? All his tails, I'm going to let it get correct. All his heads, here's what it calls. You want the ball. So which way do you want to go? You want to pick that way. So put your back to the front. You guys turn around and face this way.
Robinson has won the toss. They've elected to receive. They will defend the east end zone. Forrest City will defend the west end zone. Game on.
Good luck, guys.
Hey, let's get this dude. Let's get this dude.
All right, welcome back, folks. Here to Robinson Senator football on Natural State Sports and the Robinson Sports Network as we are set for kickoff. The Senators, I'm going to do that too much tonight. The Senators won the toss, and they decided to take the ball first. They want to get this offense going. So Pat makes his way over. We'll get the run out here in just a minute, and we will be ready for Robinson Senator football here on the PCSSD Sports Network. Guys, make sure that you are subscribed, and here come your Senators. All right, Tyler, we are officially ready for football here. I'm going to make some moves over here on this side. Get all of our screens going.
All right, Steve, we're ready to go. Coach Escola, he wants to come back, kind of make a statement again like he did last week. Took the ball against PA last week, came out and took the lead, hoping he can do that again and hold on to it this time.
Yeah, and I think this team is going to be ready to go down the field. I don't know. I'm gonna throw a prediction out there. I say we take the kickoff back.
Oh man, that's
go into the house.
That's bold. That's bold. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen though. I could see it.
All right, so back deep for the Senators is going to be, number 32, Martavian Earl. And
28.
28 is going to be Jalen Knowlton, and 27 is Caleb Jones. Working on getting my other game up over here. You guys make sure that you're subscribed to all our channels, and you can pull every one of the games up at one time.
Why not watch 4 games at a time once we start conference season? I mean, does it get any better?
No. Why do you think I bought this new screen? And so ready to kick this one off. Looks like it's going to be number 32, Octavian Washington, I think. It looks like who that is. And Washington had a big play against Sylvan Hills in there. Gave him a big pick 6. Now there's the kick. Going to be returnable. That is 28, I believe, Knowlton. Knowlton goes right up in the middle, and he is stacked up and taken down. And there goes my first prediction, as Robinson will start this drive from the 38-yard line.
We'll take it. 38-yard line's a good starting point, though.
Yes. Watching our Mills game as it gets ready to get going as well. All right, so we are set and ready. Quentin Murphy, Noah Freeman will be your backs. Trips to the near side of the field, as that is, looks like Grill. I can see Grill and Nichols for sure, as well as Olamy. Murphy gets the snap, gives it away to Freeman. He's met in the backfield immediately, and no gain on the first play of the game to Noah Freeman.
Might have been a loss of 1, actually, right there. Had somebody in his face as soon as the ball was snapped.
Now, one thing that I noticed about this Forrest City team, the one thing they've got some beef on this defensive line. They've got some guys that created some havoc at times against Mills. It was few and far between, but they were able to get in the backfield. Now, Murphy lost the snap. He's got to fall, and he doesn't fall. And now he chases it down, and he's going to be swallowed up in the backfield by the Mustangs. And another loss here back to the 35-yard line, and that's going to bring up a third down and about 13, and not the start you wanted.
Not the start at all. Kind of had a difficult snap there, and he tried to run without the ball as well, and it just, 2 mistakes compounded into another and lost another couple yards. Got a big third down right here. It looks like Forrest City is sending some pressure.
Looking, there's a conversation. The conversation has now ended between officials and the Robinson coaching staff. So Freeman is to the left of Murphy. trips to the far side of the field. Murphy gets the snap. He looks left. He's going to throw the screen to Freeman. Freeman makes the catch and got some blockers. But 53, we missed a block there as Pennington had an opportunity and let his man go, and that's going to bring up a 4th down, and I would expect Coach Escola to go for this.
He had a little bit of blocking set up there. He kind of didn't cut off of his blocks, kind of cut the wrong way, it looked like, too, and didn't help his lineman out any way to set up that block.
So Murphy on 4th down and 6 here. Trying to get a offsides here. Couldn't get him to jump. As now Murphy looks to the sidelines and gets the new play call. Freeman still to his right. 2 receivers to each side of the set. Murphy gets the snap. Looks immediately for Nichols. Low throw. Nichols went down and got it. It's going to be close as he's right at the sticks. It's going to depend on which side of the football they spot there, which side of the line the football gets spotted on. It's very, very close.
Can't tell from the spot on this side.
I would expect a measurement here as our white hat makes his way over. He's going to try to eyeball it. We'll see if this is a relentless performance first down right off the bat, and it is as they give him the relentless performance first down.
I'll tell you what, that's a really good route ran right there, getting to the sticks and knowing where he needs to be and turning around and catching that ball.
Murphy, that quarterback, gets the snap. He fakes the handoff to Freeman, rolls to his right. He may keep this as he gets around first defender, but out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Maybe a yard on the play. I'm going to tell you, Chase Nichols' shoes are going to throw me off all night. I'm going to think there's a flag on the field all night long.
Everywhere he goes, we're going to have laundry on the field.
So now trips to the near side here on 2nd down and 9 as Murphy awaits the snap. He gets it, and he lost it on the screen. He just lost the football. Now let's see. I think he got it back before Forrest City could take it. Right now, Murphy's struggling as he dropped a snap, and now he drops a pass there. So
with the way Murphy's moving, it doesn't look like he's got any lingering issues from that injury. I don't know if it's maybe just got to get into the game a little bit and get going. Maybe moving a little bit too fast. Kind of needs to slow down and take a breath.
Well, Murphy, 3rd down and 10 here. Motion man is Grill. They fake it to him, and Murphy lost it again. He's hit hard. Ball's still on the ground. Let's see. Forrest City, I think, has got it. And they do, I believe, as they're waving their direction. This could be the first turnover of the game as Forrest City comes out of there with the fumble. And right now I'm not sure what's going on with Murphy, but he's having a lot of trouble handling the football.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a kind of a botched little handoff there. We tried to either fake the reverse or hand it, but it kind of got knocked out of his hand. Wasn't sure who it was going to. It was Grill that came in motion. See if the defense come out, get a stop, and help their offense out. Help get the offense back on track here.
All right, so Forrest City, as that is 28 in the backfield. That's going to be Montrell Matthews trying to get a number on the quarterback. Motion man here is that for Washington. And a whistle right off the bat here. We've got a penalty on the play. It's going to be offsides, it looks like, on the Senators. And, boy, not the start that you wanted if you're Robinson right now. If this is against the Senators, and it is they're going to walk this 5 yards. So offsides now.
And at quarterback is 15, Dalen Washington.
So now 1st and 5 for the Mustangs. Everything going the Mustangs' way here. They get a touchdown here right off the bat. And boy, that could really get that sideline going for the Mustangs. They'll hand this one off to the left side, and the Senators are all over it in the backfield on that one. The 20, that is Burrell in the backfield on that tackle for the Senators.
Yeah, some really good penetration there and able to make the play. That's what we saw last week. We saw us able to get some penetration, but we couldn't come up with a tackle in the backfield now. It's good to see that we get him wrapped up and get him down.
So 2nd down, they'll lose a yard on that one, maybe 2. 2nd down and 7. We are keeping an eye on the weather tonight as we look across the beautiful landscape just to our left. It is a little dark. We're hoping that rain and thunder stays away. They'll hand this one up the middle. maybe a yard or two inside the 40. They're still scrambling around. I think he's going to get the 40-yard line exactly, and it'll be third down.
Burrell kind of got there first again from his edge spot, and you had some help from the freshman Tank Reese get in there to help finish it up.
You know, we got to talk about Tank a little bit last week, but one piece we didn't discuss him a bunch on the defensive side, but that is where he seems to kind of contribute a lot more right now, obviously with a good backfield already of upperclassmen.
Yeah, he's really good at that linebacker spot, getting to the holes. He's got that running back vision.
So Washington gets the snap. He's going to throw, and now he wants to roll to his right. That looks like a hold, and it is as they throw the penalty. Washington just throws it up, and, it could have been intercepted. Couldn't bring it in. Was number 10. That was Caleb James trying to come down with that and couldn't get it. Guys, make sure you stick with us for our Akel's halftime show as we'll have the band's performance live for you. So excited about that. I know that the band parents that are watching have been asking for that since we started this, so they're excited to have the band on the broadcast tonight. So the holding penalty was declined by the Senators. That'll bring up a fourth down, and again, we'll see what Forrest City wants to do with it.
Fourth and about 6 right here. Just make sure, might get a little hard count, make sure we don't jump off sides, and then do our job.
Washington gets the snap. He's going to roll to the left side. He's got a man at the sticks, but he threw it off and intercepted. That ball is picked off by Jamarcus Brown. Now Brown coming back the other way across the 40. He's across midfield. Now he's off to the races. Let's see if he can beat him as he stops at the 25, cuts inside, breaks a tackle, down to the 15, the 10, inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. A penalty is on the field. Got a little laundry after that return. But a big pick and return by Jamarcus Brown for the Senators.
And I think that might be the ignition that this Robinson offense needs. Might see them come out, get rolling a little bit right here. That's a good way to get the blood flow and get the sideline excited. It's a great play.
So we're going to have an illegal block, it looks like. That'll back things back up from the spot. Special teams coach not overly excited down there, I don't think, for the Senators.
No, you always hate to see that turnover and that big run back, and then you got to take 10, 15 off of it just because somebody was throwing a block.
All right, so 1st and 10 now from the 28-yard line for the Senators. And let's see if they're a little more settled in this drive. Update on our Natural State Sports Game of the Week. Rivercrest leads Mills early 6-0. They scored quickly on their first possession. Now Murphy is ready. Got a bunch set here to the left. That's where they're going to go as Murphy's going to run it all the way. Tries to get around the corner. Nothing really there as Murphy forced out of bounds. He might have got 2 on the play. They're going to spot this at the 26, so it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Forrest City's doing a lot of moving on the front right there pre-snap, trying to get the offensive line confused. So if we can kind of get that sorted out, might have a little more success.
And now this offensive line seems to struggle. We'll see if they can, again, settle in. The offense looked good in the first half last week. Need to get that back now. Freeman, he's got a chance as Freeman breaks one tackle, breaks another across the 15, and the King is inside the 10, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Senators.
That's the King Freeman we're used to seeing right there.
He's so crafty with the football. It's just watching him be able to bounce between tackles, break tackles, duck under tackles. He's got quite the repertoire of moves.
With that strength in his lower body, just got guys that bounce off of him.
So now Twins set to the right as Murphy hands it to Freeman again. And Freeman, a huge hole, give him 6 as Noah Freeman scores the first touchdown for the Senators, and it's 6-0 after the cornerstone home lending touchdown.
Looks like they might have found a little gash in that front right there, and it's a great cut. Get his foot in the ground, get north and south, and get in the end zone.
We have fireworks.
Yeah, we do.
Not just the scores. We have fireworks. So now they'll attempt the extra point here. On to kick will be Tate. Try to make it 7-0. Snap, kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, the Senators take the lead, 7-0 with 6:53 to go in the first quarter.
Don't forget that was a cornerstone home lending touchdown right there with Dio Vanucci and his crew. And then we've also, we can't leave out Alicia Colvin in Relentless Performance Training had a bunch of first downs that we might have missed her out there. I want to make sure she gets her due.
Absolutely. Alicia works hard, and she is Quentin Murphy's trainer, and so Quentin gets to get out and get worked out hard by our friend Alicia Colvin over at Relentless Performance Training. She is the strength and conditioning trainer, and give her a call as they are. Relentless Performance Training helps athletes achieve their optimal performance with everything they need to build the best strength, agility, and conditioning with a heavy focus on injury prevention, performance psychology, flexibility, and more. Give Alicia a call at 501-508-9991.
She did something good with Quentin this week. He's looking better. He's running pretty good. You can't even tell that he hurt that ankle last week. So give her some credit there. She knows what she's doing over there.
Yeah, he looks fresh for sure, and you got to think maybe she did some conditioning drills with the rest of the squad too after last week. So Tate ready to kick this one off. It's Forrest City got 3 guys back deep, 1 deeper at the 10. That ball is smoked. It's going to get him all the way to the end zone, and that'll come out to the 20 where Forrest City will start this drive.
It landed at the bottom of the letters right there. Just like last week. If you can get that every kickoff by a sophomore, that's a weapon for your offense. You don't have to worry about anybody returning that kick, and you know where the offense is going to start every possession.
So Forrest City, we'll see if they can find some offense. The one thing that you watch, if they can't get their running game going, you know it's going to be a long night for them. They've got to figure out a way, if you're Forrest City, to move the ball forward with that running game. As you know, they are limited in the passing game. Washington, you saw it on that deep pass he attempted that was well underthrown, and then even the pick. So they've got to get the running game going. Senators just got to keep playing tough up front. The motion man here, number 4, is Washington. And they hand this one off to the right side, breaking a couple of tackles out to the 23-yard line. Give him 3 yards on that play, 2nd and 7.
Kind of get you with that eye candy and that motion a little bit. Hope they can get somebody flowing the wrong way and catch you on that back cut and got a few yards there.
So 2nd down and 7 for the Mustangs. Mills has tied it in our Natural State Sports Game of the Week with Rivercrest, 6-6. Washington gets this. That's not Washington. They've changed quarterbacks. Is now number 12 with it is Daniel Rolfe. Rolfe got maybe 2 to the 25.
Quarterback is now Daquan Scott, number 9.
I don't know that either one of them bring anything different in the passing game. Scott may be a little more fleet of foot than Washington is, though.
Got another big 3rd and 5 right here. We've already went off sides one. Got to make sure we're watching the ball up front. Don't try and get a head start. Forrest City's in that heavy 2 tight end package they've been in all series.
So Scott is in at quarterback. 2 receivers to the near side of the field for the Mustangs, and now they run the running back out, looking to try to set up a screen. It's caught, but the Senators are all over it. They'll lose 3, maybe 4. They're going to spot it at the 22. So that'll bring up a 4th down and 8, and a good defensive play there by the Senators to stay home on the screen.
Ashton Williams there with the first contact. You also had Dylan Hunt in the vicinity. That's good by the defensive line to recognize that screen, change direction, and come help get in the play.
So the punt team out on the field this time for Forrest City. Nichols as well as Grill back to return for the Senators. Well, I can't get over the view here, Tyler. We're blessed to have some nice facilities across PCSSD, but this has got to be one of the best views in all of high school football.
It doesn't get any better. This is what you want when you're coming out on a Friday night to watch some high school football.
High kick, but short at the 50, out of bounds at about the 49-yard line is where they'll spot this, and that's where the Senators will start their 3rd drive of this ball game.
Get their 3rd shot at it, kind of maybe got the cobwebs off a little bit last series with a good start. Now hopefully they can kind of get it rolling and keep moving now.
I feel like after that last carry by Freeman, it was almost like the Red Sea had parted for him on the offensive line. Maybe the offensive line has kind of found their footing as well here.
Oh, yeah. You kind of got a feel for it. How can you block these guys? Are they going to move on you a little bit? Kind of what works for you.
So Murphy at quarterback. As he drops, he wants to go deep, looking deep. He's got Chase Nichols, but the ball kind of ducked. Nichols came back and made the kick. No, he couldn't bring it in. That ball, I don't know, that slipped out of.
I think it got pulled out. I think it was a good play by the corner.
And you look at Murphy, he is doing, I don't know if it's the humidity, maybe the ball's a little extra slick, but you could see on that pass that ball kind of fluttered towards the end of it, and it died in midair. And I just wonder if Murphy's just not getting a good grip on the football right now.
Nichols had his guy beat, and just and he almost came back and got it, and made a really good play. Corner got in there, got a hand in there.
So second down now from the 49-yard line. High snap, brought down. Freeman is met in the backfield. He breaks. Oh, he couldn't break it. I thought he was going to get away from the tackle. Is that big 45 maybe? If it is, that's Tamorian Burks.
Looks like 45.
Yeah, and he held on for dear life. Made a good tackle there by Burks. So third down, lose 2 on that play. 3rd and 12 here for the Senators. We've played behind the sticks a lot here so far on these first 3 possessions. 3 receivers to the near side. Murphy looks that way. Now throws the screen to Freeman on the other side. Freeman's got some room as he crosses midfield, knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up a 4th and 4.
It's a good way to get those yards that you need to make this a 4th and manageable. We know Coach Scola likes to go for it on 4th down, so he's give it shorter, 4 yards, opens up the playbook a little bit.
So Murphy gets it. He looks right immediately. High throw, brought down, and trying to break tackles, and he's not going to get there. That's going to be another turnover on downs as he found Brown, but Brown had nowhere to go in front of him, and they'll turn this back over to Forrest City. So far, Tyler, I'm a little surprised at the lack of efficiency from the offense. I mean, we saw them kind of get some things going last week, but in a year when the 5A Central is wide open, I can promise you there's going to be a lot of 5A teams that watch this game, and maybe we'll see. Obviously, a lot of football left to play in this one, but seeing some of the offensive struggles for the Senators right now might make some of the rest of the 5A Central maybe smile a little. I'm pitched up front. There's a flag on the field. It's around the corner goes number 4, Rashad Washington. And we'll wait and see what the penalty is.
That flag came in right at the snap of the ball.
No gain on the play. Well, let's see. An illegal shift on Forrest City. It was a gain of 3. So they'll back this one up 5 from the original spot, and it'll be 1st and 15.
Yeah, I mean, but this is kind of how we said last year that Robinson kind of started the year. Had a struggle first week against PA, come out against Maumelle, and struggled early too. So this is kind of their MO with the past couple of years, and hopefully we can finish the season the same way we finished last year.
It's one thing about a Coach Escola coach team. They're going to get stronger throughout the season. Now a lot of craziness in the backfield. Oh, and what a hit. Was that Ashton Williams?
Oh, yeah.
Of course it was. What a shot. They'll get 4 of the 5 they lost back, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11, maybe 12. Make it 12. 2nd and 12 here for Forrest City.
And Ashton laid that hit, and he didn't flinch.
No. Boy, he took a shot. We got the benefit of the delay over here in front of us, and that was definitely a shot. So why is that? I can't tell who that is at quarterback for Forrest City right now.
Still
it's not
number 9.
Scotty lost the snap, and he has to fall on it. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 16 here as they lose 4, maybe 5 more all the way back to the 38-yard line, 37-yard line.
We bring him back in 15, Dalen Washington at Q. 3rd and long right here. You anticipate a pass. I wonder if Dalen's kind of got the better arm for him, and that's the guy they want throwing the ball a little bit more.
I have to wonder. We've seen our offense struggle with holding on to the football. It seems like Forrest City's struggling a little bit to hold on to the football. So I'm curious. I mean, we've had some rain today. Humidity's high. And now the low snap to Washington. He does a good job of corralling it, throws it up. It's almost caught. It had been well short of a 1st down, but that'll bring up a 4th and long and expect Forrest City to punt it.
You wonder if that ball's kind of got some moisture sticking to it, that leather sweating a little bit, hard to hold on to.
It's definitely what it looked like. You see Murphy, when he was out there, was wiping his towel quite a bit, so I feel like that's got to be a part of it. Both teams are struggling with it right now.
Oh, yeah.
A good attempt there by number 4, Rashad Washington, to come back and make that catch. So punt team out there as it's Grill and Nichols again. Ooh, high snap, did a good job to bring it down. He gets this one away. It will not be returnable if it goes out of bounds. We'll see where they spot this. Walking up to the 44-yard line, and that's where the Senators will start this drive.
Not sure we're going to get a chance to return any punts today. Kind of all probably going to look similar to that. For Forrest City right there, and that's kind of how you punt. You kind of hope maybe you get lucky and it hits one of those guys that are blocking your gunners and get a little muff punt there.
Yeah. What they don't want is what happened to Batesville last night and punt it right off the back of the up man for a touchdown from Home Hill. You don't want that. We'll take that. All right, so Murphy back in at quarterback. I think that's King Freeman behind him. Might be Tank. I can't tell for sure from this angle. I'll hand this one away. Left side, that is Freeman. Freeman's got some room as he rounds the corner at the 50. Nice cut inside at the 40. Makes another cut. He may go to the house. Inside the 20. Another good cut at the 10. Give him 6. Noah Freeman is the king tonight as he scores his second cornerstone home lending touchdown of the evening.
Noah Freeman cannot be touched. And I want to give some credit to our receivers blocking downfield right there. Ashton Williams and Chase Nichols, man, they were blocking 20, 30 yards downfield. And that's how you spring those big plays. You get buy-in by your receivers. Looking at the replay, Brandon Grill doing really good on the edge, setting the edge for him, letting Noah run free.
Boy, Freeman's so fluid running the football. He's a lot of fun to watch. That was a big-time play there, big touchdown run. Kick is up by Tate. It's good, and it's 14-0 Senators with 1:55 to go. And just like that, the quick strike gets it done. Boy, Freeman, I said it since I was out here at practice at a team camp. He is going to be a walking highlight all season long, and, man, he's fun to watch.
And I've probably said it 10 times now. He is hard to bring. You're not bringing him down with one person. You're not bringing him down with just an arm tackle either. You've got to have multiple guys on the ball to get him. He's got it in his head that he said he knows one guy can't tackle him.
That's right. All right, so ready to kick this one will be Tate. As Forrest City sending a couple of guys back. Is that 5? I think that's 5. Nehemiah Stone, one of them.
3. Courtney Austin, the other guy deep. And then also they got 3 guys deep.
6.
6.
Jamonte Flincy. Flanoy, yeah, I look like a C. All right, so Tate to kick, and this one will be returnable at the 11. Across the 20, tries to cut inside at the 25, makes a couple of guys miss, and then the Senators swarm him under at the 30, and they'll start this drive from the 29-yard line. So 1:48 to go in our first quarter.
See if defense come back out and kind of get maybe some negative yards again from scrimmage, see if we can't get them into the negative after this possession.
This is one of those offense that as a defense you just want to tee off, and maybe that's part of it is maybe just a little amped up. They've seen the scores, seen what Mills was able to do last week, and they think, man, we need to do that in the first quarter and just play your game. Play Senator football here. It's going to lead to the win you want if you'll play Senator football. So Washington is the quarterback. Motion man here is Washington as well, and a penalty on the field as we're going to have a false start on the Mustangs.
Got all that motion going on in the offensive backfield, trying to make those offensive linemen hold their water, and it gets difficult the longer they're sitting down there in their stance, especially if you got that defense talking and yelling about that motion as it's going on.
And I'll say this, Tyler, so far this game's been going much quicker than last Friday's. We're almost out of the first quarter already.
I think we may have had 2 minutes off the clock last week by this time.
Sure felt like it. That's Scott out there now. It is. No, that's Washington. As Washington hands this one away, trying to get the corners, the Mustangs, and he is met. That is 29, Willie Murphy, who is pulled down after no gain.
I think we do have a flag. You know, it looks like it's probably going to be another hold. I would anticipate Coach Escola declines this one, keeps them in second and long.
Preliminary report looks like it's a hold. Let's see.
Coach Escola proved me wrong. He's going to make it first and 20 plus.
So that one from the spot, which was the line of scrimmage. So first down and 25, I believe, here. They'll back this one all the way up to the 13. 26. It'll be first and 26 as they need the 39-yard line for a first down. That might be the 12. They need 27 here.
First and a long ways.
So first down here as Forrest City Washington fakes the handoff, now rolls to his left side, and he's just going to keep it and take off. He's got some room as Grill chases him out of bounds. And he'll pick up about 7, maybe 8 yards on that play, out to the 31-yard line. Give him 9. They may spot it at 10. Let's see. They will spot this, at the 22. And so
gave him about 10.
That'll make it second down and 17, getting more manageable.
And they're really only sending 2 receiver routes right now. They're leaving both those tight ends to block and kind of give some protection.
Ari Montgomery came out of the game for the Senators on the defensive line. Got some substitutions going out there. As Washington gets the snap. He'll hand it to the right side. A decent hole there for Forrest City, but it closes quickly as the Senators shut that one down. Give him 4 on the play to the 26-yard line. And that'll bring up a third down and 13 for the Mustangs. Quick update over at the U. Rivercrest leads that game 14-12. They've still got 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. That game may go all night as well.
Which, in all honesty, that's probably about a normal time left in the first quarter. Ours just went pretty quick, got a lot of runs, not too many stoppages.
Washington gets it, bobbled the snap, brings it in, now throws the long out route. It's going to be caught and taken down immediately by the Senators. Good defense there to keep him in front of the sticks.
Be about 4 yards short.
I
think he's on the 35.
30 or 38 on that play. I think that would be 30. Michael Hayes, I believe. Yeah, Michael Hayes on the stop. Coverage that time. And now, well, did he not catch it? Or do we have a flag on the field? I think we got a flag. Yeah, there's a flag sitting right at the 26-yard line or 27-yard line. So let's see what the call is. As officials are still hanging around the 35 with the football. Our White Hats having a long discussion back there at about the 22. Penalty is holding.
I think personal foul.
Was it a personal foul?
It looked like he gave the personal foul. Might have been what the discussion was. I mean, it's really important. Was it during the play or was it after? If it was after the play, then you can move them back, and it'd still be 4th down.
So 31 seconds left here in our first. And they are going to accept the penalty, I think. You'd have a 4th down. To your point, if it was after the play, it'd be 4th down anyway. They are going to accept it. Personal foul is the call. So 15-yard penalty on the Mustangs. And so we're back to where we were, all the way back to around the 13-yard line here.
That one was during the play, so it is still going to be 3rd down.
So 3rd down and now 26 as they back this one all the way up to where they were on 1st down. So they get the ball set here. Now the officials are having a conversation, explaining things to the Forrest City coaches. And now we may have yet another discussion. No, officials are just getting set. So 3rd down, 26 here with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Motion man here is Lee. Lee cuts up. Now they want to go deep to him. That's who they want is Common Lee. He's the speedster, and it's, what a pick by Nichols. Nichols went up and snatched that one, now trying to break the tackle as Washington pulls him down at around midfield. But that'll be a Senator turnover as they take that one away, and it'll be Robinson ball with 7 seconds to go in the first quarter from the 48-yard line.
And you got Chase Nichols just playing center field back there, so they ran both their receivers deep off of that left side on the offense. And Chase Nichols just playing safety. He threw the ball up. He went and got it.
That's that spot where they were trying to get the speedster Lee just on a go route, and Washington just didn't quite have the arm to get it to him. As great pick there by Chase Nichols, and he's got 2 on the season.
You got to throw it to a guy with that speed. You got to have the arm to get it to him.
Murphy 5 wide, and he's going to keep it here, and he is met right in the hole That is a large defensive tackle inside, 50-something. I think
55.
That's Willie Fowler. No, Devin Brown on that play. I don't have a size on him, but Devin Brown is a large individual. And that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. So after a quarter of play here from West Little Rock, Robinson leads it 14-0, and we'll be back in just a minute with more Senator football on Natural State Sports. Alicia Colvin and Relentless Performance Training helps athletes achieve their optimal performance with everything they need to build the best strength, agility, and conditioning, with a heavy focus on injury prevention, performance, psychology, flexibility, and more. Some of the services they offer include sports performance assessments, education on strength and conditioning, muscle versus joints, flexibility, core, legs, upper body, resistance training, nutritional supplements, recovery, and injury prevention. Give strength and conditioning coach Alicia Colvin a call, just like Senator cornerback Quentin Murphy did, for your personalized plan. All right, welcome back, folks, here as we are about set for the second quarter. We are set for the second quarter. I think we missed a play there. My bad. We got the chit-chat, and I thought that was a quick break between quarters.
I don't know that we did. I guess so.
Yeah, they just all got out there quickly.
Man.
All right, so 2nd down and 12 here. And we didn't miss a play. This is the first play. So Murphy tries to throw to the right side. That ball is going to be caught by Brown, and a flag gets thrown. Brown broke the tackle. Brown across the 30, 20, and now pulled down at the 17-yard line. What a play by Jamarcus Brown. Now we wait to see what the laundry's all about.
He showed some great balance right there. We'll see. It came in, down the field. Might get a holding downfield after the ball was caught.
And if it is holding, it's going to be at the spot, which is going to keep them short of a first down. It is a hold. So it'll be 2nd down, and after all that, the net of this is going to be a 1-yard gain, it looks like, as they'll walk this one off 10. And it is back to the 49. So after all that, it ends up a 1-yard gain.
Gain a yard, still 2nd down, though.
Yeah. So 2nd and 11, and boy, Brown just about took that one to the house.
And he showed some impressive balance right there. He was tumbling for 2 or 3 yards, and then he got his balance back.
I thought he was going to be down for sure. Just, again, a great job. All right, here we go. It's Murphy. He's got one receiver wide to the far side of the field, 2 to the near side. Motion man is Nichols. Or, sorry, that's not Nichols. They go up the middle to Freeman. Motion man there was Grill. And guys, bear with us as we still work through names and numbers here early in the season. I think I finally got in a groove last night on names and numbers on the Maumelle game. So
and then we changed it up on you a little bit tonight, huh?
Pulling double duty, which, by the way, if you have any interest in doing play-by-play on the Robinson Center Sports Network, we are actively searching for a new play-by-play person to take over the duties of what I'm doing tonight. Now Murphy, a lot of pressure as he faked the handoff. What a job, though, by Murphy just to find some room. Murphy stiff arms at the 40, off to the races down the sidelines. He doesn't go down. He's just pushed out of bounds at the 18-yard line, and that's a relentless performance, 1st down. And that, Tyler, is what Quentin Murphy brings to the field right now as a sophomore and why he is the starting quarterback. His athleticism is just on a different level down there on the field.
All right, I mean, he's bottled up in the backfield. He's got guys all around him, and he makes something out of nothing.
I'm looking for an Ashton Williams pancake here as he just came in the game. Nichols is your motion man. They'll go up the middle. Freeman goes right behind Williams and his lineman. Freeman breaks the tackle across the 25. What a cut at the 22. Good job in open space there to make the tackle. Was number 6. Jamonte Flanoy for Forrest City, but that's going to be another relentless performance, 1st down for the Senators.
Noah Freeman, I mean, he's averaging making 3 guys miss a carry right now.
A lot of guys get excited to average 5 or 6 yards a carry. Noah Freeman's averaging 5 or 6 broken tackles a carry.
And he's averaging 13 yards a carry
wow.
right now.
It's not a bad start to the game for the King and King Freeman.
I mean, the second quarter just started. King Freeman's at 91 yards rushing.
And he only had 98, I think, the entire game last week, and 54 of those came on one run. So he is definitely getting his meal tonight here on Friday night in our ball game against the Mustangs. So an update from over at the U. Rivercrest leads that game still 14-12 with 3:52 to go in the first. And when you start looking at the implications, obviously we're real early, but conference play starts next week for pretty much everybody. Obviously Robinson's got a bye, but conference play starts in earnest next week. Just 2 non-con games this season. So these 2 games are so important for what you have going in to conference play. And so Mills could setback by Mills could be bad for anybody really this early in the season as you get into conference play, and who knows, a wide open 5A Central.
Yeah, it's not your typical non-conference season in 5A football this year.
So Murphy, as Forrest City jumps off sides. That was big 55 Devin Brown. So he was trying to get a jump on the snap. That'll give him 5 and make it first down and 5 from the 15 as they get down into the red zone. We are still looking for advertising sponsor partners here on the Robinson Sports Network. So if you're an eye care clinic, I'm telling you that penalty flag sponsorship is right up your alley. Timeout sponsorship, red zone sponsorship. We've got some options. Murphy hands it away to Freeman. Nice hole for Freeman to the right, to the 5, and he's going to be stacked. He stayed on his feet. Give him 6 as King Freeman sits on his throne in the end zone. What a score. What a play to keep his feet by Noah Freeman. And just like that, it is 20-0 Senators as Tate comes out on the field to complete the extra point after the Cornerstone home lending touchdown. Just what a play. I got a feeling we're going to see that one make its way onto our Natural State top 10 this week.
Again, blocking downfield is great by the rest of his teammates, man.
Tate, snap is there, kick is up, and Tate knocks it right down the middle, and that'll make it 21-0 Senators here in the first quarter with 10:28 to go. And I think we've started to find that rhythm a little bit on offense, Tyler.
Oh yeah, man, starting to let our blocks kind of get developed and get our hands on those guys. I don't know if they were just maybe a little quicker than they expected or what it was with that first series, but offensive line's got it figured out, and they're making some big holes for King Freeman to run through.
You know, you've got a lot of experience, obviously, on the sidelines in high school football, and I think one question I would have is when you look at a situation like this. Obviously, you come into a game where maybe the players look at it and go, we can beat these guys. Like, we can almost walk through this and beat this Forrest City team. Just, when you look back at what Mills did, you look at what's been going on, and just the eye test for this Forrest City team. So it makes you wonder, maybe you came out early, maybe a little overly amped up, and now finally starting to settle in.
Oh, yeah, and as I said pregame, Coach Escola all week, he's been preaching, don't take these guys seriously, don't take them lightly, you still need to come out ready to go. But, nowadays these kids can watch all the film they want. They got to watch Mills play this team last week, and they know this Mills team. So, no matter what the coach is saying, they still kind of got their own observations that they've made as well.
So Tate to kick as he'll boom this one, and that should probably make the end zones, and it will. It'll be another touchback as that one's about 3-4 yards deep. That's a weapon in itself right there to neutralize anything in the return game from your opponent.
Drop that right in the middle of the S of Senators.
Mills trying to score to take the lead back over at the U right now, trailing 14-12 with a minute and a half in the first quarter. I want to take a look at our weather as hopefully we are not going to find some rain. There is definitely some stuff popping up to our west. So let's just hope it all stays away. Is that Washington or Scott in the backfield, or somebody totally different? I cannot tell. I'll get the snap. That's Scott. What a hit in the backfield. That was Akune as he came in and just smoked the running back on that play.
Akune said, I can play defense too, guys.
Apparently so. Go ahead, Tyler.
That's the type of athlete you want coming off the edge right there. We got to see him run last week and make a few guys miss and then turn on the burners. I mean, because he came and got that type of play, man. You don't expect the backside defensive end to be able to come in and make the play in the backfield, and that's exactly what Akune did, and that's testament to the skill right there and to the technique. He got flat once he crossed that line of scrimmage and came and made the play.
Been a few good athletes coming off the edge off this Robinson Center team over the last few years. One of them is going to be starting tomorrow on the hill. Nearly picked off underneath. The Senators about had a pick six there, as that was Withers who stepped in front of that one.
Looking forward to see Zach Williams get that start tomorrow. I think it's going to be a good game. I think he's going to have a good year. He had a pretty good year last year. He got another year in the system, probably bulked up a little bit. I think he's poised to explode this year.
PCSSD going to be well represented on the Hill tomorrow. As got a couple of Hornets up there that are on the depth chart. Now here comes the pressure. Coming off the edges, Williams. They just chucked this ball up deep, and the Senators are waiting for it in center field. Another interception. That one's going to be picked off by Jaden Dotson back at the 46-yard line, and the Senators will take over right there.
This is what you love to see, forcing those turnovers, giving your offense short fields, and go punch another one in.
You know, when you lose your defensive coordinator, sometimes it's a question. You know, just how hard are these? You know, you've seen the energy that Brian Maupin brings over at Maumelle, and so you know that's a piece, an element that's maybe missing from the defensive side of the ball. But on top of that, you got to think. They probably watched that game last night. They probably watched Brian Maupin's defense get a shutout.
Oh, yeah.
They know they're in the same conference and going to be matched up in a while. You think it's on their minds to come out here and try to prove that they can do the same thing tonight as well and get a shutout?
And I bet you they kind of have an idea. Coach Maupin might be watching them tonight, kind of want to show him what they can do, even though he's moved on. And, you know, they're proud that he's got that head coaching job. There's no hard feelings.
Murphy's got him caught. Nice catch by Nichols as he brings that one in at the 28-yard line. And that'll be enough for another relentless performance, first down.
I was actually Brandon Grill on that catch, number 3, and that's good, strong hands. That corner came in and tried to rip that ball out late, but he's able to hold on to it.
You'd think I'd get that right with the yellow shoes.
You don't even got to look for numbers to chase.
So great catch there by Grill to bring that one in and get the relentless performance, first down. Murphy gets the snap. He'll hand this one away to Freeman to the left side. Freeman just bowls over a guy at the 20, pushes forward just inside the 20. They're going to mark this right at the 20, and that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2.
Number 11, Sidney Owens, I believe. He made that tackle, but whenever King Freeman made that contact there, both of those feet of number 11 came off the ground.
You guys remember we are an interactive broadcast, so feel free to jump in the comments section and let us know what you think about the stream tonight. As we are working with, so be patient with us. We're working with a couple new camera operators. Murphy rolling, design quarterback keeper on the boot. He's inside the 15. That'll be enough for another relentless performance, first down.
Had a little rollout there. Had the option to throw it. He did have Jamarcus Brown, number 4, kind of open there in the end zone, but he saw a little bit of grass, and he knew he needed to get that first down, so he just tucked it and ran.
Good group. We're over 100 watching live on YouTube right now. You guys on the Robinson Sports Network are leading the way in subscribers. You know, I issued that challenge back during the benefit game, and you guys have taken that to heart, as over 240 followers so far, or subscribers on the YouTube channel. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys subscribing and being a part of the Robinson Sports Network. And Murphy gets the snap. He'll hand this one away. Freeman again up the middle, inside the 10. Makes a man miss at the 5. Give him 3 of them. Another touchdown for King Freeman. That throne gets bigger, and the Senators lead this one 27-0. Got lots of fireworks. They've all been for King Freeman.
He's got 4 rushing touchdowns right now.
Goodness gracious.
He walked in the end zone on that one. He made that last guy miss. He said, I'll just take a stroll right here.
And the kick by Tate is up, and it is good. And the Senators now lead this one 28-0 with 8 minutes to go in the first half. Look at our camera operator getting some work done down there.
And that was a good that sideline view. I'm probably talking about it after you've seen it, but that little jump cut he made that guy go flying.
So as we await the kickoff from Tate, did I miss that? Oh, okay. We'll have to find him. Oh, I see him in all white over there. You can't miss him. And Coach Maupin down there on the sideline. So he's supporting his team and doing some coaching and and getting him a little bit of extra work in tonight as well as he's
getting a little scouting in
there you
while
go.
he's supporting his guys. You know he still loves these kids over here.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
So the return man at the 11, that is number 5, Stone, and he broke a few tackles out across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
I'll tell you, Forrest City might be down 28-0 right here, but they are throwing some big blocks right here on this kickoff return. They're still fighting.
You guys be sure to join us and join Randy Rainwater on 103.7 The Bus tonight for the Ortho Arkansas 5th quarter show, and you'll hear at least 3 of us tonight. Well, I guess you'll hear just 2 of us tonight, as Tyler Fountain and myself will be calling in to give some updates. In the comments, Awesome Cade asked, what school did Maupin go to? He is the head coach for the Maumelle Hornets now. Washington gets the snap. He looks to his right, throws this one. Whoa, what a job to come back and make the catch. They're going to give him the catch. He's going to be a yard shy. That's number 8, I believe, DJ Sinclair. Did a heck of a job because I thought that ball was going to be intercepted.
That was a really underthrown ball. He laid out for that, and that is a heck of a play by that young man.
So 2nd down and a yard here for Forrest City, an opportunity to get a new set of downs and maybe get a little bit of confidence in their offense. So Washington gets the snap. I think that was a busted play as his running back never came to help him. Washington to the right, and he's upended there. There's a 2 on that jersey, but I couldn't tell the other number.
I think that was Burrell. I think that was 20.
It's 29.
No, 29, yep. Caleb Doucette.
Good job there by Doucette to make that tackle, and I'll bring up a 3rd down and a yard. Washington gets the snap. This time they give it up the middle. That's going to be enough for a relentless performance. 1st down, and now Pyle. Did the ball come out? No, just a play. I think the ball did come out.
Robinson's coaches think it came out, and they think we got it. Let's see if the beanbag came out. Did the refs see it? I don't know that they did.
Senators come out of there with it. That's number 9 with the ball. That's Olemi. Now the officials are going to talk about it. Senator football as they get the turnover.
I don't know when it came out. I couldn't really see it on our play, but the more excited you act and the more you act like it came out on time on defense, you can make those refs think that you're right.
Yeah, we can't really see it up here, but obviously, a big turnover there is now the Senators can push this to a 35-point lead here if we can find the end zone again.
Got an empty formation right now.
See a quarterback draw here. Murphy maybe. Nope, he's going to roll to the right. He wants to throw it. Has Malik underneath. Instead, Murphy's going to keep it. He looks for a block. Malik kind of went past the man, and Murphy will fall forward. He's going to be really close to a 1st down.
About 9.
He's right on the sticks. Let's see what they're going to call him just shy of a 1st down. Nope, they're going to give it to it. Well, they acted like they're going to move the sticks, and they are. That's a relentless performance 1st down for Quentin Murphy. So 1st and 10 now, 6:24 to go in the first. Murphy in the shotgun gets the snap, hands it away to Malik Akune. Akune up the middle, give him 4, make it 3 to the 31-yard line as the official took a step back. So 2nd and 7 after the run by Malik. Clark Miller says, awesome broadcast. We appreciate it and appreciate everybody joining us. So we're excited to be able to bring live streaming to Robinson. I'm not sure what's happening. We've got people running all over the place.
Seeing lightning, got to figure out how close it is to the stadium.
No, we're going to get a stoppage and play here. We might.
They're checking the map to see how close it is.
Let's see. I think we're going to continue play for the moment. I did not see the lightning, but that lowering cloud is getting close. And I think that's what we're going to deal with more than anything is that storm system is just right over those mountains. And if it gets here, we may just have to deal with lightning. Murphy, he wants to go deep. He wants some lightning right here, but he threw it to the other side of his receiver, and it's picked off in the end zone. And let's see. They're going to call it a touchback as he falls into the end zone. Tough break there as Murphy, his receiver, was going to the middle of the field, and he was throwing it behind him on the other side. And that'll be a turnover, and Forrest City will take over at the 20-yard line. A tough break there on the first turnover of the night for the Senators after the fumble recovery. And there I saw the lightning that time. I saw it that time, so let's see what they decide to do, because if that continues to get close, we're gonna have a stoppage and be here all night long, and I don't want that. I had to miss my call with Randy last week because we didn't finish until right at time to call. So Washington at quarterback. Motion man was Rolfe. That's where they go with it, and that play goes nowhere but backwards.
You had 3 Senators there as soon as he caught the ball. That's Coach Moppin. He talks about if you don't have speed, you can't play for his team, especially his defenses. And they showed that team speed on defense right there.
For sure. So 2nd down and 15 from the 15. Really the 16. Where that ball is almost spotted. But either way, 2nd down here for the Mustangs. Mills and Rivercrest, boy, they're going to shoot out 20-20 now in the second. Rivercrest has the ball. Now, Washington hands this one to the left side. That's when a couple of broken tackles this time. I think that's 12 again, Daniel Rolfe.
Scored hard run by Daniel right there, getting some positive yardage for the team.
So 3rd down and 8 here after that gain. I think they may have a same lightning stoppage going on over at Mills right now too. Well, Washington drops back. He just wants to chuck it deep. He's got a man over there. Senators, though, break late in a nice play by Dotson to come across from his safety position and knock that ball away. Nearly had the interception.
They've got a guy kind of playing center field all day right there, whether it be Dotson or whether it be Chase Nichols, and they've done really good getting over there whenever he lets that ball fly.
So 4th down and 8. You guys, a reminder to stick with us during our Akel's halftime shows. We'll have the band, and we'll get you some stats, hopefully, from this ball game as well. I missed that announcement, but I don't think it has to do with the weather at this moment. They are getting ready to punt this. Nichols as well. I think that's Grill, yeah. And we've got to delay a game. Well, there's 1 second on the clock. There is a flag, and it's going to be it is a delay of game. The clock still says 1. Now it says 0.
Guess it had been at 1 for a little bit. I wasn't watching it right there.
I don't know. So they'll back this one up. See, hopefully we don't have the clock problems they had at PA last week where they'd have a coach come in and yell at the entire press box. All right, so 4th down and about 13 now. There's quite the lightning show going on to our west, y'all. That punt is good kick. Going to be returnable.
There you go. Oh.
Now Nichols trying to get around the left side. Oh, and another good block. Now Nichols has got a chance. He's at the 40, across the 30, and he's out of bounds at the 29-yard line, I believe, is where they're going to mark him. And that'll be, make it to the 31, and that's where the Senators will start this drive.
Great return by Chase Nichols and a great block thrown by Brandon Grill right there at the point of attack.
Some really good blocks, and more importantly, boy, what a block. My goodness. But a good job, too, to not get a penalty. There was a couple opportunities where maybe you could have got called for a blindside block. So good job that time by the Senators to not get a bad penalty.
Looks like we're going in now.
And we are. So we are going to have a stoppage with the Lightning, unfortunately. And so now we are going to wait. We will, at this point, we're going to pause. Well, we'll stay live. We're going to pull our camera operator, obviously, off the top of the press box. We'll bring our operators inside until they tell us it's time to go. We will not go away from our live. We're going to keep our live up for right now unless it becomes something where we need to pull cameras, and in that case, then we will, and we'll let you know. Right now, we're going to wait this out. I don't think it's anything severe, but we've got lightning within range just to our west. So we will take a break here, and we'll be back hopefully with more Senator football here on Natural State Sports in just a bit. Hey, guys, this is Steve Henson with Natural State Sports, Robinson Sports Network. We are going to switch our camera angle. We're going to have to pull our main cam off the top as we're about to get hit by this storm system. So we're hoping that we'll go back to football here in just a bit, but I have a feeling that if we do, it's probably going to be at least 30 to 45 minutes at minimum looking at that line of storms coming. So we will stay live as long as we can. If we do end up going off, then just make sure you guys are subscribed and you'll get a live notification when we come back live if the game resumes. So for right now, we're going to continue in our weather delay and pull our camera. We'll have one angle up kind of out on the field for you. It won't be the greatest look, but it's about all we got for right now with the weather. And we'll be back hopefully with more Senator football and Natural State Sports here in a bit. All right, welcome back, folks. We got an update for you. If you're still watching or waiting for us to come back, we were just given word that they have decided to cancel the game, and that way I guess Forrest City can make the trip back home. And the weather is, it's going to clear here in just a few minutes, but I think the lightning is going to be the bigger issue because it's going to be within that range for quite some time. So they've made the decision to cancel the game. We'll let you know how this plays out in terms of what the AAA says and rules in terms of who or what's going to happen. But that's going to do it for us tonight. As of right now, your Robinson Senators have won this ball game 28-0 behind King Freeman's 4 touchdowns. We appreciate you guys joining us. And we got a bye week next week and then right into conference play the week after that. So we appreciate everybody joining us tonight on the Robinson Sports Network. Want to say one quick thanks to our sponsors real quick since we didn't get to go to the halftime show, the Ackles Carpet One Floor and Home halftime show. We want to say thanks to our friends over at Ackles. Go see them at 10 Maumelle Curve Court in North Little Rock, or you can see them online at AcklesCarpet1.com. Please go see my friend Dio Vanucci at Cornerstone Home Lending, 1701 Centerview Drive. You can give them a call, 501-303-4050, or go to loansbydio.com. And, of course, our friend and our first down sponsor, Alicia Coleman, for all your strength and conditioning needs. Give her a call at Relentless Performance Training. That is 501-508-9991, or you can email her at actlpartners@gmail.com. All right, well, that's going to do it for us tonight here from West Little Rock. Thanks for joining us for our half of football that we got to see. Your Senators win this one 28-0. We'll see you in a couple of